Look at all these lovely ladies on the line. We got
Yes.
Shari, we got Melissa, we got Billie, and we got Robyn. This is an exciting show. So, Robyn, as we always
Yes.
say, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Welcome to Disaster Data 101. I'm Natasha Renee.
And I am Robyn Breon.
Come join this disastrous journey where we talk about our dating horror stories
Real issues.
and how we can work through these issues to create a healthy space for becoming a better you for you. And today's episode is Google Me,
Ooh,
baby.
baby.
So I came up with this episode because Google is the exclusive place to find this particular app that we've been talking about the past two episodes. Our friends of the show, our sisters of the show, and now the app has launched and we got feedback and we're so excited to have this particular episode. So ladies, please introduce yourselves to the people who haven't listened to the podcast and let them know who you all are and why you all are here.
All right. I am Billie, and I am one of the co-founders of My Little Black Book.
And I am Melissa, and as well as a co-founder in My Little Black Book.
And Shari?
I am Shari, and I'm an avid dater. Single.
Hey.
And a big user of My Little Black Book.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, and we can't wait to talk to Shari also and get her feedback as far as the app. Now, like I said, you guys have come to the show before you all came. The app wasn't out. Now, My Little Black Book is out. So, again, for all the listeners who don't know, what is My Little Black Book?
Go ahead.
Okay, so my Little Black Book it's a productivity app for avid daters, mostly avid daters, people that are on multiple sites and communicating with multiple people. And it's an organizer and safety. That was a huge thing, is safety with a lot of these users. So there's a lot of different safety features, and we are also partners with Open Table and Ticketmaster. We're basically just trying to make online safety fun, safer, easier, more productive, less time consuming, and enjoyable.
Okay.
You're like your digital wingman. Think about it that way.
Yeah.
And so why did you guys feel the need to create the app?
Well, Billie and I, and we spoke about this before, that but Billie and I worked together. We were friends, and she has had experience online dating, social media. I was an avid dater for many years. I was on multiple sites, and at one time we were on the phone. I was talking to Billie. I was on my phone communicating with different people from different apps, and I was talking to her, and I wrote the wrong thing to the wrong person. And when I did that, I said to Billie, I said, "Oh, shoot." And she said, "What?" I said, I wrote the wrong thing to the person. And it's happened before. It's embarrassing, very embarrassing, humiliating. And I said, if there was a way that we can organize and put this into one place. Well, Billie, she's like, "Get out." She's like, "There's no way, there's nothing out there." And I said, "Billie, trust me, there's nothing out there, because if there was, I would have been using it."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So it started out as trying to organize everything, really kind of started manifesting, as we're listening and doing the market research, and we're hearing the fear with a lot of women, who want to go out and date, and they don't, because it's a stranger they're meeting online. They're just, they're scared. They're women that are scared, and some men as well, but mostly women. And, we wanted to figure out not only a way for men to be able to organize their dating life and make these customizable dates. We also wanted to, have something for the ladies. Like if they wanted to be the one who was going to be the, first move maker, like they are a Bumble, and, make the date and, do those type of things, but also give them that layer of security so they feel safer when they're going out to, date more people. It's a numbers game. We've talked about that before. And women are no different than a lot of men that are out there. They want to date a lot, but they want to do it in the safest way possible.
Okay. So I do have a question also. So you guys saw the need, and again, there aren't, from what I know, any organizational apps for dating. So through this journey, did you look at it just for singles, or like through the journey, how, just an example, like who did you feel the need to have this particular app?
Well, when
Started
Billie
off-
and I, sorry, Billie, go.
I was sorry. I was just going to say it started off with dating, but
Okay.
as we started going through the process, we're like, this can actually be a social app, right?
Okay.
So we have, buttons on there that say like out and about. So you can meet somebody out and about, and they may end up being a lifelong friend. Who knows? But you can literally use our app. Yeah, it is for dating. That's what our initial angle is. But use it for a girls' night.
Okay.
Use it for a guy's night. You can literally make a reservation at restaurants, get everything done in a one-stop shop. And, once you do that, you just get your, notification about your outing, and you just forward it to all of your girls, and everybody knows who, what, when, where, how, and why. And it's all done in one spot.
Yeah. And
Okay.
another thing I was just want to add is that when Billie and I, started thinking about this, we didn't know a whole lot about the dating industry other than our own experience. And when we started doing our research, we realized all the problems that everybody was complaining about, and nobody was able to actually fix the problems. So that
Okay.
was our focus, safety, and just, we all had the same complaints, and nobody ever fixed that. So when we started doing the research, we're like, well, we're gonna fix all these issues, and we did more. We did the research, and we did the best we could to make it so that people would want to use it, and it would help us all and organize it and make us safer.
Okay. So, and I know you guys, because I want to make sure that from what I know, what I've seen, and just reading the reviews, I just really want our listeners to know how important this app is. As far as you guys organize different sites, like explain, like you have affiliations like with Open Table, hotels.com. Just really get into that real briefly so a lot of people know why they need this app.
Yeah, sure. Especially, for guys want it to be as simple as possible, right? They don't want to have to like start really, the cool thing about our app is, not only do they have their contacts in there, they can categorize them, like hard no, just for fun, potential. And, when they're in the middle of our app, they could say, you know what, I really want to take this person to, Ruth Chris Steakhouse, let's say, and they can, make the reservation right then and there. And they're like, you know what, I really having fun with this person. Let's stay out a little bit later. So then they can go to Ticketmaster. And then of course, we always want to say date responsibly. So if you're out and you're dating, you've had a little bit too much to drink, you don't want to, go anywhere, or you could just, do it ahead of time. Book a hotel near downtown where you're going to be at, so you can date responsibly. And so we try to make everything in one spot, like we said, like your digital dating wingman. So you don't have to think about it. And yes, we have Open Table, and we do have Ticketmaster, and we do have hotels, but you can do a manual date with your geo tracking right in our app. So you don't have to necessarily go through our partners. But if that's something you want to do and you earn points, like if you use Open Table, you get points when you use them.
Wow.
And you get discounts. So if you do those things, then obviously it's going to work out better for you in the long term. But if you don't really want to, sign up for another, app, or another service, which is free, by the way, Open Table's free. If you don't really want to do all of that, you can use the manual date setting all in the app.
Okay. And that's like I said, it's definitely great. And then I know, sorry, I just again want people to know the rating feature as far as rating, I guess, the potential people that you talk to. Can you guys get into that a little bit more too also?
Yeah, Melissa, you could take that.
Okay, so we have a feature called Rate Your Date. So when you go out on your date, you will get a notification and it says don't forget to rate your date. So when you go on the date, you go onto the app, you can rate your date based on your ambience, conversation, attraction. And at some point what we're going to do is you can tail that to what you'd like. So when you go onto your date, so you can rate, it's on the slider. So the ambiance was great, wasn't so attraction. The conversation was awesome, and it comes out as a percentage and it goes onto a leaderboard. So every time you're on a date, it goes onto a leaderboard, because sometimes you go on so many dates, you don't remember the conversation. How is the attraction there? The place. And so it basically keeps track of everything, and you kind of know what works for you, what doesn't work for you. Obviously 100%, 50%, those are the people that you're going to want to go on the second date with.
Got it.
So it just keeps track of everything.
There's another really cool aspect to this Rate Your Date, though. The users can really figure out which apps are working the best for them, right?
Wow. Okay.
So on the Rate Your Date, you can literally look and go, okay, wow, my top 3 dates are all from Bumble. Or, so you can really start to see the consistency of, which app is working the best for you, because, different apps work differently for different people. And sometimes it's hard to kind of navigate that until, you have something tangible to look at. So you can either do it by your dates or by your contacts. So that's the cool thing with the Rate Your Date. You can toggle back and forth between both to see which one, you would prefer to look at, by dates or by contacts.
Yeah. For example, also, like, one of the problems that led us to, create the app is that sometimes you're talking to so many people, you don't even know what app they came from. Mm-hmm. So at least when you go onto leaderboard, you'll know, you'll see exactly.
Yeah, and I was just thinking about that. I know before, for me, when I would do online dating, I would go to particular apps because I'm like, okay, even though you sometimes see the same guys in all the apps, you see different people in certain apps. And I know, like, for me, I used to go to OkCupid because it was like, at first it was that app that no one really knew about. So I knew I would find newer people on that particular app. So I think that is a great feature. So you'll know what apps work for you, who, who, like you said, who you're talking to more, because you do tend to forget those things. So even before, we're about to get ready to end part 1, but before we end part 1, Shari, I actually have a question for you.
Yeah.
So before we got on, Shari kind of showed us what's going on in the dating world on these apps. So, dating has definitely changed. Everybody's online, everything is virtual, social media is the game changer. Shari, how would you say that this app benefits the new era of dating?
It's a new game changer. It's a game changer. So when I used to go out, they used to come to the door, and my mom, we would grill them and this and that. And that was the safety feature, was because back then that was a respectful thing to do. You wanted to date me, you had to come to the house, introduce yourself, this and that. Now it's like, okay, well, the women's going to take their own car. The guy is going to meet you wherever we're going to date. Google wasn't a big thing back then. We couldn't really do our research. Mm-hmm. So now it's like, okay, it's there. It's accessible. You have been verified. You have incognito. You have, Google phone numbers. I share my locations with all my friends. So on the dating app, on my Black Book, when I downloaded it, the first thing it asked me for was emergency contacts. Who did I put in?
Wow.
First, I put in my friends, a bunch of my friends second. So, and then I was like, wait a second, I'm on all these different apps. But when I downloaded my little Black Book, I'm looking at all these dating apps. Okay. And I was like, my mind was blown. If you want to find a cowboy, there's an app for that. I love men in uniform. So if something like a dateable app for firemen, I was like, oh, I'll be clicking that. But a lot of them, I was going through the list and going, I was like blown. I was like, I can't believe how many dating apps are there. And I'm on a lot because I just wanted to see what's out there. Because after I got divorced, okay, I haven't been in the dating scene for a long time. I'm going to get my feet wet just to see what's the dating scene is like. And all the dating apps have different features, but it's not like my little black book. You take the app, you check off the dating apps that you're on, but everything's accessible. So you can't book a date off a Bumble. Like you can't go to Open Table. You're waiting for the guy to say, well, what do you like? Where do you like to go? What type of food you want?
Right.
Sorry. You know what? I'm going to book the date. I'm going to tell you we're going to an Italian restaurant and you meet me there at that time. If you ghost me, I'm going to rate you that you ghosted me.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, love it too. That's awesome.
And that is a great way to end part one. So right now we're about to end part one and go into part two of Google Me
As a
Baby.
dating app user, we know it's hard to keep track of all your matches, and it's easy to get confused about which user is from which site. That's why we created My Little Black Book. Our vision is to help users navigate all of their online dates by keeping track of them through a one-stop shop site. Making dating on multiple sites easy, organized, safer, and fun. How does it work? As avid daters, we know most of the conversations happen off the apps via text. This is where the confusion begins. Simply text your match and add your match to the My Little Black Book app by importing or adding a contact. Once you've added your match, you pick how you met to keep track of which match came from which social or dating app, and add notes to avoid any embarrassing, confusing moments again. Now, place your potential match into one of our patent-pending date status buckets to organize by dating status of potential, just for fun, or hard no. My Little Black Book will populate your connection with their information into an easy-to-use contact list where you can view your connections by app, date status, or name. And you can easily make a date using one of our integrated reservation apps to dine out or go to a local event. Once you are on your date, you can use one of our unique, cutting-edge safety technologies with alerts to keep your safety in your hands. At the end of your date, you can rate your date with curated categories and see how your dates fall on your leaderboard. My Little Black Book, the dating organizer.
And we are back with part two of Google Me Baby.
Baby.
We have the lovely ladies, the creators, founders, CEOs, whatever you want to call them, strong women.
Yes.
We have the creators of My Little Black Book. And we also have Shari, one of the users of the app. And I'm so happy that you all were able to get Shari to come on. Shari, I'm so happy that you were able to come on because it's always good to have someone that is right in it, using it, having that experience to actually say, this is what I found. I know I did see some of the ratings because unfortunately, I am unable to download it because I have an iPhone. Because believe me, I tried to get my son's his tablet, but he wasn't sharing, so I couldn't download. But the only thing I was able to do was read the ratings, and you guys have great ratings. So everybody who is listening, if you hear me right now, please download the app, My Little Black Book. But for you, Shari, since the app has launched, what type of, first, you guys, what type of feedback have you guys gotten for the app?
It's been overwhelming, positive, very overwhelming. I mean, we literally shot to, in 45 days, 7,800 installs, which is just crazy. And we haven't really pushed it a lot. Yay!
Awesome.
So we're helping each dater, on our app, just organize their dating life and just do it safer, have fun, be single, not sorry. And, it's just been incredible.
Awesome.
And Melissa, did you want to give any feedback?
No, I was going to say the great thing, and Billie kind of brushed on that, is that it was, like she said before, it's very unsolicited. So we weren't really, people are just willingly, they're so excited about the app that they're on their own terms. They're going on there and they're giving us the most amazing feedback, which is great. And nothing but great. It's been really exciting.
Yeah, definitely congratulations with that. And also, Shari, for the people who are listening who can't see us on this beautiful platform and see your beautiful outfit all decked out in the pink, please just briefly introduce yourself and give some feedback about the app, just a testimonial if you have some, and just let our our listeners know who you are.
So I'm Shari. I'm a single mom of 3 in South Florida now for 17 years, born and raised in Brooklyn. Divorced, for 4 years, and I'm back into the single scene. So now that dating apps they've been around, but I have to get back into that scene to find out, what's going on and get my feet wet. There's so much out there. There's different apps for different people, but my little black book makes it accessible for everyone to use, those Android users. If you have Apple phones, toss them to the side, get an Android, download my little black book. And
Wait a minute, Shari.
see
So
what
wait a minute now.
It'll go to iOS eventually, but for now you get a second number. You get a
Get a second phone. Get a burner phone.
borrow a phone. Everyone that I've bumped into lately, I was at brunch the other day and I said to my friend, you're single. What kinds of phones do you have? She goes, Android. I was like, good. Go to Google Play, Google Store, download my little black book. And I videotaped her, recording, downloading it, getting into it, setting up her information.
Wow.
When I posted it, she was like, oh, I'm like a little star. I was like, yes. Of course. She was like a little infomercial. But it's accessible. Everything is there. I don't have to go to been verified on another site. I don't have to go to this on another site. Everything is there. It's a one-stop shop. If I'm in, a store, I want everything right at my reach, and it's there. So it was very easy to download. All the information is self-explanatory. Put everything in. Check all the little dating apps that you're on, because they give you a slew of the dating apps that are out there. And like they said, you have Open Table. Some guys don't know how to plan a date or what you look for. So sometimes you have to take that initiative. So I'm tired of the guys. Well, when do you want to go out on a date? Well, what's good for you? Okay, well, I don't have my kids this week. I'm free on Thursday. Okay, let's go to dinner. Where do you want to go? Well, I like Delray. I like anything on the water. I love music. Boom, Ticketmaster. There's concerts all the time.
Yeah.
It's, you can't beat it. It's there at your reach. Just do it.
Yep.
Sorry, Nick.
And again, I am pushing because I just think that it's so great, because it's not about dating. You have these options, like Billie and Melissa said, you have the options to just do a girls' night. So it's not all about dating. And I want people that are listening and that do see us to know that you don't have to be single to have this app. It's an organizational app. So like Shari said, guys are horrible with putting dates together. So guys, you definitely, if you have an Android, you need this app to put the best date together ever. So Shari, what would you say your favorite features are for the app?
I love the fact that you could put them in the little buckets.
Okay.
I like to categorize. Working in a school, we always tell the kids to be a bucket filler, not a bucket. So I like to fill those buckets with good things. So much garbage out there, but there's also a lot of good and potential. And I want the potential. I want to see that. So if there's a guy that I'm interested in and I see those potentials, I'm going to put him in the potential bucket or the just for fun bucket. Being divorced, everyone's like, the young ones are trying to hit me up. and I don't really want to dabble in that age pool, but I've been there, done that. I tried it. It was fun, but I could put that one in just for fun.
Okay.
And then the ones that like, oh, hell no. Nope. You're going right there and you're going to stay there. Yeah. Like a hard no. So the features are great. Ghosting features, rate the date. So I went on a date, I say back in November of last year. Date was great. He picked me up, which was different for me because that's something that I haven't done in a long time. He had a rose on his seat, which was nice.
Wow.
His top was down. Music was great. Same type of music, freestyle, old school R&B, you know, back in the day. And really good conversation. Got to the restaurant, great flowing. Came home, dropped me off, still, you know, conversating. Asked me out on the second date while we were on the first date. So I was like, oh, this is going good. Really good vibes. I'm getting ready to go out. Thank you for the date. He pulled me back in. We had a nice kiss. Would you like to go on the second date? Perfect. A few days later, got a message. You know, we had a great date, but you're not really compatible with me. And it's not. I was like, okay, strange vibes, whatever. I would have rated him, which I would love to rate him. Come to find out, when I did a podcast over the summer and I was talking about him, one of my friends said, listen, who's the guy that was driving the red Corvette? And I mentioned his name. She goes, well, I'm seeing him. I was like, those are the red flags.
Wow.
Why we need these apps so we could compare and to see. Oh,
Yep.
So everyone needs to use it. Download my little black book because it's going to change your life. It's a game changer.
It definitely is. And when you, if you guys on Instagram, or if you have Instagram, if you're not following these ladies, they have this saying, single, not sorry. Our last episode that we did with them was single, not sorry. And I love that phrase, but can you guys just explain why you came up with that and what does that phrase, I mean, we know what it means, but just like, why did you guys decide to come up with that? Because every time I hear it, I'm just like, you know, yeah, I am single. I'm not sorry.
Right.
The stigma off, to take the stigma off. I mean, I was single, not sorry. And the biggest thing is I see a lot of women really, they're hard on themselves. You know, they put this pressure to go out there and find Prince Charming, who doesn't exist. There is a Prince Charming. So they put all of this pressure on themselves instead of just, you know, doing you for you, you know. And I think that's really just where the heart of my little black book came from. You know, just whether you're a male or a female, just, you know, do you for you, enjoy your life, be single, enjoy it, take the pressure off. I mean, date a lot, make a lot of friends. It's either going to be, you know, just for fun or a potential or a hard no. Don't take it too serious. You'll know when it's time, and don't feel bad. Who cares what other people think? Do you for you.
And now what's happening is with so many, you know, dating sites out there, and there's like millions of people at your fingertip, it's like, it's very hard to settle down. But then when you tell people, because there's so many people, you think the next one's going to be the better person. Oh, that one's going to be better. But people are like, oh, you've been dating 6 years and you're still single? Like, there must be something wrong with you.
I loved it. I loved it. I mean, I'm happily married for 18 years for, you know, all of the listeners and viewers out there. I met my husband on an app, but the thing is when I went into it, I didn't go into it with this mindset of finding somebody. I was going to be the old crazy cat lady, and I was completely okay with that. But I happened to meet my husband now, and we've been together for 18 years. So yeah, it just worked out. I didn't put any pressure on myself. I never felt bad about being single. Yeah, I got all the questions, I'm sure, like a lot of your listeners do, you know, about being, you know, when are you going to get married? When are you going to have kids? I'm like, never and never.
Yeah, the stigma about being single, it's like, okay, I don't have a plague. I'm not sick. You know, I don't have monkeypox. I'm single. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. People are widowed, you know, they have their thing, but yeah, single, not sorry. I'm not sorry to be single. I definitely am out there and enjoying the scene and seeing what's available and see, you know, what people are going through, and we all deal with it. We all have stories. We could go back and laugh about it. I was on Instagram the other day and I saw a little meme and it says, my next relationship better be my last because I'm tired of telling people my favorite color. When guys are approaching me, what are you going to get from knowing my favorite color? Okay, maybe down the road, you know, ask me my favorite color, this and that, but get to know the real me. Yeah. Okay. Favorite color is something you want to know, but that's like it's a question that I would.
That's the thing when you date for a while too. You already know the very topical questions, and it's like you already know. You're like, oh gosh, really? This question again? It's like,
sorry about that.
That's okay.
And for myself, I mean, since we developed this app, I have been with somebody for a little while now, but this would have been perfect for me because it would have obviously all the reasons that we developed it. I was having all those issues, but what I didn't know is millions of people are having the same issues as well. Yeah. And I wish that when I was online dating that somebody would have fixed that for me and taken the stress out for me.
Well, thank you, lady.
I'm sorry, Shari.
No, I'm thanking Melissa and for making this app. So now it helps me, make it easier on my life with the dating scene. I could have used it when I was married because my ex always used to say, well, why don't you initiate the date? Well, being a mom of 3 kids and a stay-at-home mom, that was the last thing that I really wanted to do. Yeah. I mean, I wanted to go out on a date being, a single mom of 3, being at home all day. But I would like him to take the initiative knowing that I was home, breastfeeding and doing all that and, changing diapers all day while he was at work. Surprise me with a dinner or surprise me with a hotel room, surprise me with Ticketmaster. I didn't ask for much, all right, plan the date, tell me to go out and get a new outfit. I would have loved that. Yeah. So it's definitely beneficial for those that are married, single, girlfriends. My friends, we plan a lot of social events and everything is accessible. So
again, I think it is a wonderful app. And ladies, how can our listeners find the app?
On Google Play Store. Right now, we're exclusively on Google Play Store. We're also actually on the Samsung Play Store as well. So, that's where we are at the moment. And then, of course, you can catch us on social media, or our website. You can just go and hit the Google button. And it'll take you right to the download section for the app.
And everyone who is listening, if you do not have My Little Black Book, you need My Little Black Book in your lives. And did you guys, Billie and Melissa, can you please provide your social media information so our listeners can follow you all?
Yeah, we are at mlbb.rocks on Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat. You can find us on My Little Black Book on Facebook. And that's it.
And Shari, did you want to share your social media information?
I am on Instagram and I am on TikTok, dating as a bitch, but hopefully that I am now on My Little Black Book. Dating won't be as bitchy as it was.
And Robyn, how can they find you?
Robyn, ROBYN_217 on Instagram.
And again, I want to thank you, lovely ladies, for coming on. I think this is definitely a game changer. This is going to blow up, and I wish you all much success. And we always love you guys on. We will always continue to have you all on. But I just want the listeners to know, like, this is like an amazing app, and just knowing the features, like the safety features. Those are the things that women, we need in our lives. So you all definitely please check out the app, leave feedback, just let them know that you like it, and just download. So thank you guys for listening. Disaster Dating 101 is available on all major streaming platforms. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook at Disaster Dating 101 Podcast, Twitter at Disaster Date 101. And if you want to share your dating horror stories, leave us a message on anchor.fm/Natasha-Renee. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Again, thank you all. We made it through the podcast episode. I'm happy that you all came on, and we can't wait to have you all on again. And Shari, we can't wait to have you on the episode also.
Join us.
All right, and good night.
Vaccinations, on the dating apps, and
Yeah,
yes.
crazy.
They have to swipe to post your little sticker if you're vaccinated. And then they have, if you need a wedding date, you could, post that, if you're looking for a wedding date. So there's options out there, but there's so many options that people don't know what to do anymore with themselves.